Hello, welcome to another video, and today we are going to talk about the pros and cons of living in Malta. So this is a topic that I wanted to talk about long time ago, and now is the time to do it. And by the way, if you are looking to relocate to Malta soon, definitely recommend you to check the relocation essential guide that I will leave the link below. Okay, so definitely check that out because it's gonna be very useful, it's gonna be for free, and it's gonna be nice if you are looking to relocate here. Okay, so let's go into the video and let's start with the pros of living in Malta. And the first pro that we have here is the weather. Okay, so this is probably the most evident pro, and it is because of all obvious reasons. Malta is a country that have many sunny days per year, like around 300 plus days of sun per year, which is quite a lot, and also is characterized for having a quite hot weather in summer and also quite mild winter, so it is not actually too cold in winter. So definitely it's something that it is a pro. You are someone who really enjoy the hot weather or don't really like the cold one. Okay, so this is the first pro. Let's go into the second one, which is actually the job opportunities. And as I have mentioned many times in this channel, there are many job opportunities in Malta for expats, and especially if you are someone who are high skilled or have specific skills in language skills or any other type of skills, such as for example fraud, marketing, IT. Definitely Malta is a country where you can find many job opportunities and also well-paying opportunities, especially in the iGaming industry, which makes Malta a big pro of living in Malta. So if you want to know a little bit more about job opportunities in Malta, definitely check this video right here. Okay, so now let's go into the third pro of living in Malta, and it's going to be about the cost of living. So the cost of living in Malta are quite low only in comparison of, let's say, other North European countries or some of the North American countries. Definitely you came from any of those countries, you will find that the cost of living are going to be much cheaper, especially when it comes to the rent. Okay, but for example, if you come from Latin America or from Asia, you might find that Malta is not actually that cheap. So this is a little bit depending on where you came from. You can see it as a pro or as a con, but for me definitely it's a pro, since before coming to Malta I was living in London, so coming to Malta was something that really lowered my overall cost of living. Alright, so let's jump into the next pro, and it's going to be about the fact that Malta is a expat-friendly country. Alright, so there are many expats living here in Malta. You can see that every day when you go to the street, and there is a stat from actually 2019 that says that the 14% of the total population living in Malta are actually expats, and this statistic might be even higher nowadays, and I don't have the exact numbers right now, but definitely it is something that shows you how kind of international Malta is. When you are working in Malta, especially you are working into the iGaming industry, you can find and you can see that most of your colleagues are actually expats. So that's something that you are going to see in a daily basis. Another pro that we have about living in Malta is the fact that Malta is such a safe country. So it is very safe country, to be honest, and you can notice here you can live very relaxed in that aspect. Of course, there are some things that happen sometimes, but it is not, definitely it is a safe country. Okay, so now let's go with this next pro, and it's going to be about the landscapes. Okay, so I couldn't take this pro out of the list because definitely living in Malta makes you feel that you are living in a little bit of a paradise, to be honest, because you have such a stunning landscape, and you are going to be able to see more stunning landscape if you are living either in the north of the island of Malta or maybe in Gozo as well. So that is definitely something that is a privilege. Obviously the bad thing is here is that if you are living in the center, you might not see such a huge or such a nice landscapes because it is all about the city. But when you live in the north or in the island also, you are going to see that there are many more beautiful landscapes, or even in southern Malta as well. The pros finish right here, and now let's talk about the cons. And this, of course, we need to talk about the cons because if you are looking to live in Malta, there are some things that you definitely need to know. And the first con that I have here is the weather. Okay, so I know what you're thinking right now. I said that the weather was actually a pro, and yes, it is a pro because it have many sunny days per year. But the thing is that the con of the weather is really the summer. Okay, so the summer really gets very hot, and you need to know that, especially if you are someone who are very sensible to the high temperatures. Definitely Malta might not be the place for you, just because of that. In summer it gets very hot. It's not weird that it reaches the 40 degrees, or at least it gets close to it. So yeah, it is quite hot place, and it's a con. Okay, the second con that we are going to talk about here is the fact that there are not many green areas in Malta. All right, so this is something that I wish they could have more green areas, and especially green areas inside the town or inside the city, because there are not really many parks here in Malta, and if there is any park here, it's probably going to be very small, and it is not like in the same way that we are used to see it in, let's say North European countries, for example. So yeah, definitely it's not a place where you can find many green areas or spaces. And of course there are, but there are very few, and some of them are not even very accessible to go to. All right, so the next con, that we are going to have here is about the noise contamination. So this is a very important con here, especially because Malta is one of the countries of the European Union with most noise contaminations out there, and you are going to notice this in the daily basis. And most of the noise contamination come mainly from the traffic, but also from the construction works, which is a whole topic for another video. Okay, so that's a con as well. Of course, the fourth con that we are going to find here is the fact of the overpopulation. So the overpopulation is a little bit of a big problem that Malta is having right now. And just to give you an idea, Malta is around the 5th more densely populated country in the world. Okay, so this is how densely populated Malta is. I'm gonna leave you the link with the statistics right below, but definitely something that you need to know. You are gonna see people basically everywhere. Although I have to say that most of the time that you are going to see that overpopulation, or you are gonna notice that, is going to be when you are in the centers. But if you want to go, for example, to the island of Gozo, you are gonna see that it is gonna be much more quiet. So if you are someone who don't like to be in a place with a lot of people, definitely consider living in Gozo. All right, so the fifth con that we are going to talk about here is the fact that Malta is slow. When I mean slow, I mean slow in everything. I'm talking about more about the pace. Okay, so Malta is a country with a slow pace, which could actually be something positive, especially if you come from a country with a very fast pace and really want to slow down. Definitely it's a good opportunity to come to Malta, and in this side it could be positive. But the thing is that slow pace translates into other things when it comes to specific service, and those services especially related to customer service, or to simply services when you go to a restaurant. So just to give you an example, when you go to a restaurant, it is no strange or weird that you are going to have to wait for your food around 30 or 40 minutes. Okay, so this is kind of a generalization. This is not like all of the restaurants are like that, but it is not uncommon to find that. All right, something that you really need to keep in mind. Another thing is that, for example, last month I made a query about something that happened in my transport app. So I made a query to the transport authority here in Malta, and I just got a reply like more than 1 month after. So it is something that it is going just so slow, and you need to be very patient. So just definitely keep that in mind. Just be patient, and yeah, just be patient. There is no other way to go around it. Okay, so the seventh con and last con that we are going to talk about here is Amazon. Okay, so if you are someone who are used to buy in Amazon all the time, then you have to forget about it here in Malta, basically. And the reason for that is that Malta is an island. There is not really Amazon fulfillment centers here in Malta. So whenever you want to buy something from Amazon, and to be delivered here in Malta, you are going to have to pay high delivery costs, and also you are going to have long delivery times. The reason for that is because you are going to have to order from either Amazon Italy or Amazon the UK or Amazon Germany or Amazon Spain. So basically it's going to be a long shipping, and it is something that is going to be more expensive, and it's going to take much more time. All right, so this is the reason why Amazon is a con, and for me definitely a con, because I would like to buy in Amazon more than I usually do. And if you usually want to buy some things from some stores here inside the island, even if those stores are in the island, they are going to still going to take many time in the delivery. So there is not a very good delivery service here, to be honest. There are some exceptions, of course, but generally it is not a very good delivery service when it comes to that time. Something that you really need to keep in mind if you really want to live in Malta. Sorry. Okay, so that is a little bit about the video of today. I really hope you enjoyed the video and have given you a lot of value. And now you know a little bit more about Malta and what it is to live here. Okay, so if you really like the video and you are watching us from YouTube, definitely like and subscribe, and also don't forget to download the free relocation essential guide, which I will leave the link right below, especially if you are looking to relocate to Malta. Okay, so thank you again so much for watching until this point, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.